Hey everybody, it's Fab Jenny. Welcome back to another review, and as you can tell by the title, this is a review on the Fenty foundation. The color I'm wearing is in 420. They have 40 shades. The price range is $34, I believe. It comes in 1.08 ounces. It is available at Sephora and Sephora.com. Let's go over packaging first. Packaging, the color is really pretty. It gives me a Marc Jacobs circa early 2000, contemporary, urban, sleek, clean. That's what it gives me. It's nothing like I'm like gagging over, but it is really, it's nice packaging. It's appealing to the eye. It's not too much. It's not too little. It's just right. So that's what that is. That is the box. Now the foundation is a beautiful frost glass bottle. It feels weighted in the hand, which I equate well quality. It has this white top on it, and let me be honest, I don't like white on beauty products because it gets dirty and stains, and it looks good. So I do like the packaging. I wish that the white top was that pink color that was on the primer. That would have been really cute with this. Another thing, the packaging also has on the bottle raised letterings. I would have liked to have seen it engraved because I feel like this may rub off. That is very, very minute. That is just being a petty, picky bitch, if you want to put it that way. I'm just being picky. So that's the only thing. That's not necessarily a negative. That's something that I as a consumer want out of a product. Maybe something a little bit more engraved, and then not white packaging on this. So that's all. So they have 40 colors. Yes, 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 yes. That is how a brand should release foundations. They should have 40 colors. I have seen so many reviews from light, medium to dark, and I'm over the moon amazed with the color matches. It is awesome. So that right there makes this product a win. It makes it a success, because that's what we really need in this market. We need to have diversity in color in all the range. It shouldn't just be for light to medium, or it shouldn't be for medium, or you know, and then the really, really light skin tones get left out, and the really, really dark skin tones get left out, and then hell, people that are my complexion barely get a shade. So kudos to Fenty for that. The finish on this is a powdery matte finish. Like, it doesn't have coverage because it's so liquidy, but when you put it on, it does have coverage there. However, when you start blending it into the skin, the coverage does tend to fade. I would call this a light to medium full coverage. You could build it up to full, but I feel like when you push it that far, it can come off more as cakey. It can feel a lot more heavier on your face, and I recommend that you just make this a medium full coverage for yourself, going with concealer and, you know, color corrector to help with any discoloration or hiding any hyperpigmentation, vice versa. And on that note, as hyperpigmentation, I will show you a picture without any powder on. It actually does a really good job. I have really, really dark spots, and I really don't see them peek through a lot. And that's with 3 pumps. Usually I wear this foundation with 3 pumps. But today I did it for 6.5 because I'm going for a more high glam look, and then I packed on a lot more powder. You want transfer proof, you want waterproof, you don't want it to move, you don't want it to shift, you want it to look flawless all the way throughout. This is not going to be your foundation. I'm sorry, it just isn't. But this is a great everyday foundation. I think I wear this mostly. I've been wearing this when I go out, when I go to my work, and I love it. I love it for that. I think it's a great everyday foundation. I feel like this foundation is for normal combination skin, maybe oily. If you're hecka oily, you're gonna have to prime like crazy, just with any foundations. But I noticed that it doesn't add to my oils, and it doesn't take away from my oils. So I still get oily, but it's not bad. The longer I wear it, the more worn it looks. Around that 8-hour mark, it doesn't look as pretty as it does now. I say in another 5 or 6 hours, it's gonna look a little worn. That doesn't bother me necessarily. It doesn't look bad. It doesn't look, oh my God, she needs to touch up. I think it wears nicely. It didn't bother me at all. I didn't go like when I got home and go, oh my God, it looks so bad. It just like, oh, it just looks a little worn. I would not recommend this for dry skin simply because it does dry down quickly, by the way, FYI. But if you're dry, you'll have to hydrate like crazy. Doesn't mean if you're dry you can't use it. Just kind of be aware that you need to be hydrated as fuck so you can take advantage of that powdery matte look to it. Some people say it's demi matte. I say it's matte. It's pretty matte to me. Price wise, I would have liked to have seen this as a $30 foundation. Not to say, I'm not looking at stuff to bash or anything like this. I'm thinking as a consumer. I brought this with my own money. This wasn't sent to me. I brought this with my own money. So the concept to me is going more from the ads and everything, more urban for the everyday girl, all skin tones, or the everyday woman, all skin tones, or the everyday guy, all skin tones. With that being said, I would have liked to have seen the price drop a little bit, but would I recommend this? Is this Fab Jenny approved? Of course it's fucking Fab Jenny approved. Of course it's approved. It's a great product. I think with all the color selection, I think it performs really well. I think it's a great start. I'm excited to see where the collection will go. I'm excited to see more foundations come out. And I think it's worth it, especially if you're looking to try a new everyday foundation. Now, with that being said, let me just put a disclaimer. I may put a disclaimer at the beginning of this. But with that being said, this is not to bash a brand. This is not to downgrade a brand. This is constructive criticism. It's not a bad thing. Just because I don't like ABCD and I love ABCD, you might not like the same thing. This is just my opinion. I think this is a great product. Overall, it's solid. Overall, it's solid. I think it's really, really good. I'm just not calling it a holy grail. I'm just on the fence on whether or not I want to repurchase it. You've got to understand I got butt tons of other foundations in my collection. I do want to say that 420 is probably the closest to my skin tone I have ever seen. However, it goes a smidgy yellow, and I forgot to mention that about the color. Color wise, the 420 goes a smidgen, just a smidgen yellow, and you have to be careful because if you put a yellow powder on that, this foundation takes great to powder and it takes the undertone of that powder. So if it's slightly a little bit yellow, the foundation is right now, the Fenty, if I put the yellow powder on top, I'm going to look more yellow. When you look at the pictures, you will see that there's no flashback, but you will notice that I am a little bit more on the yellow side. However, it is summertime, or excuse me, the ending of summer, and I tan really, really red. Sometimes I tan really, really dark. So wintertime, this is going to be my shade. But right now, even with a red powder on, even with a red powder on, I still look a little bit more yellow, and that's okay. It's not bad. It's workable. I can make it work. But just keep that in mind. Smidgen yellow, but the closest to my skin tone I've seen in any foundation thus far. It's like the top 3 color match. It's really, really good. I love the color selection. It's the wear test. You'll see for yourself. You'll see in the photos. It photographs really nicely. I really do like it. Very pretty. Have I seen other foundations that photograph better? Yes, but it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. Like, it doesn't photo like Lancome and Estee Lauder. It just doesn't. Final thoughts, it's a go. It's Fab Jenny approved. I like it. It's not bad. I'm not like gagging on it. I'm not like, you know, I must have it every single day. It's just a really nice foundation. And that doesn't mean the brand is bad. It doesn't mean it. I absolutely think it's a solid collection. I think it's a solid brand. I'm really, really, really excited to see where this brand goes, and I will be a supporter of it.